Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine. This is Gentle Chair Yoga. We're going to get started on our chair. So make sure that you have your massage ball, a chair, a strap, or a belt, something that you can wrap around your foot, and a block or a blanket, something to put under or between your legs if you need it. So as we get started, uh, again, making sure that you have some support for your hands. We're going to press into that ball firmly and start to move it to our heel. And as we exhale, we soften and bring it back to the toes. So inhaling and exhaling. And just starting to feel waking up the bottom of your foot, noticing the sensations there as you inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to stop and just start to play a little bit more with the toes. Take your time to do a little gripping and start to move it a little side to side. Perhaps even starting to notice how warming up the feet early in the morning feels compared to at the end of the day when you walked a lot or did more activities on your feet. Or just be standing. Sometimes that foot already starts to feel more tension. So in the morning, it might feel a little easier to open that fascia, noticing that you can release a little bit more. And we're going to start to take it closer to the heel. So the bottom of the foot becomes your anchor and you come up like a high heel shoe and just moving it a little side to side. And from this, we're going to come down and just starting to notice right and left. Maybe feeling there's a little bit more support, more ease on one side than the other. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So firmly start to press into the ball, move it to your heel. And as you exhale, soften and bring it back to the toes. So inhaling and exhaling. Taking your time to notice, to be aware. We're going to stay here with the ball and the ball of the foot and doing a little flaring and gripping with the toes. And perhaps start to move it from the pinky toe side to the big toe mound. Nice. And then we're going to get into the arch, inner arch, outer arch. Take your time. If there's any spot that's calling your attention that you want to stay longer, feel free to, right? This is your practice. Noticing, being aware. And just by bringing the awareness to our senses, to our body, it helps to calm the mind. We're going to get closer to the heel and staying here a little bit longer with the ball, the foot down. And you can do a little side to side with your heel to release any sensation there. All right, let's come back down again and just feeling again that support beneath your feet as we start to move to our chair. From here, as you sit onto your chair, perhaps you grab your block. You can stay with the block between your ankles from support. I kind of enjoy having it between my legs a little bit more to feel more grounding. Roll the heads of the shoulders back. We're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, lifting the shoulders up. And give it a big sigh, release it down. Again, 2 more cleansing breaths. You're inhaling, lifting. Big sigh, maybe even start to close your eyes. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Just let the shoulders release, let the body feel supported. And yoga is not about the perfect pose, but finding space. That space where you can notice, you can be present. Connecting with the senses is a great way to help you to focus, be more present and aware. When we do that, we can calm the mind that's always overthinking, overstressing, going to the past, trying to change things we have no control of, future. We can't predict it, we can't control it, but we can be here and now, and here we have control. Here you can take that deeper pause, that deeper breath. And in that pause, you can make better decisions, react better, and feel better. So as you notice your body connected, your feet rooting down into the earth, that connection of your sit bones with the chair, allowing you to relax your legs. The chair helps you to lengthen your spine, crown of the head reaching up to the heavens. Head resting over the heart, heart resting over the hips. Everything feels stacked up nicely. It's easy to hold without too much effort, and you can continue to soften. You notice the muscles in your face relaxing, the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue. The shoulders continue to descend, elbows, fingers. You're following that journey of the breath as it moves in and out. The chest rising lightly with the breath. The belly expanding. And the exhalation softening, releasing, and letting go. As you continue to follow your breath. It's getting longer, deeper, and smoother. And the mind quieting down as well. So you can come back to your breath awareness whenever you need, not only here on your chair, but on your daily life. Whenever you feel the stress, the drama, the anxiety, tap back into your breath. It's always there for you. And today we're going to start with the pranayama, breath control. So we're just going to bring our hands to the tops of our lungs, closer to our collarbones. You can just let your hands rest there. I'm going to direct the breath all the way up beneath our hands. And exhale it out. So today we're going to do a 3-part breathing. Durga breathing. As we breathe in 3 parts. First, now we're just connecting and focusing on the breath all the way up. Beneath the collarbones. That topper part of the lungs. Take one more breath in. With your next exhale, slide one of your hands closer to your side ribs. Inhale into the top. Now inhale into your side ribs. And now exhale it out, ribs and lungs. Let's do that again. Inhale into the top, into those side ribs. And exhale, ribs and tops of the lungs. One more time. Inhale, top to bottom. Feel it expanding those ribs. And exhale, ribs and lungs. The hands on the ribs might move down to the belly. And inhale all the way up into the ribs. Now into the belly. Feeling that expansion like a balloon, and then you deflate belly, ribs, chest. 3-part breathing. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly, and exhale, belly, ribs, and chest. And again, if the breath feels uncomfortable, just breathe normally. You don't have to do this. Inhale. Right, knowing your body, doing what feels good. And exhale, belly, ribs, and chest. Great job. We're going to just release and let the breath return fuller and deeper. Noticing how the mind most likely is quieter again. So again, the breath awareness or the breath control can be great tools to help you calm the mind whenever you need. We're going to bring both hands to the chest, and this time setting up the intention for your practice today. Your heart's deepest longing. and adding the gratitude of being here, of taking time from your busy schedule to take care of yourself. Waking up in the morning, starting the day right, with kindness, curiosity, and no judgment, doing what feels good for you right here, right now. And with your next exhale, letting your intention settle in as you bow to your heart. Release your hands down to your thighs and inhale, rolling the heads of the shoulders up and back. We're going to move perhaps a little bit more to the center of the chair. And as you do that, roll the shoulders back. Start to add a little bit more, inhaling up, exhaling down. Fingertips come to the shoulders. Let your elbows go front, side, and back, adding a little bit more range of motion, inhaling and exhaling. And next time you go all the way back down, you're going to release your arms and just drop your chin into your chest. As you inhale, roll left ear to left shoulder, keeping that right shoulder relaxed, maybe even giving your hands a little release. Exhale, roll the chin into the chest. And it's your right ear to your right shoulder. And again, giving your arms a little release here. And like you're drawing with the tip of your nose, a little smiley face, drop the chin down. And left ear to left shoulder. And exhale, drop the chin down. Inhaling, right ear to right shoulder. And we're going to do that one more time. And we're going to pause here onto the left. And just maybe pause there, maybe play with the angle of the head. Just noticing the sensations into the side, the neck. You can even take your right hand and reach it a little further out. Palm can go up and down as you play with the angle of your head. So noticing how that will change the stretch, the muscles that you're stretching, the layers. Good. And then we're going to drop the chin into the chest and take it to the other side. And here we pause. And again, you play with the angle of the head. Maybe you take that arm out. You can play with turning the thumb up, palm down and back. Right. So this side might feel different. Maybe you just want to play with the head. Maybe you want to add the arm. And then when you feel ready, lower it back down. Firm into your feet. Inhale. Let's reach those arms all the way up. And as you exhale, turn your palms down and slowly bring it down. So really start to connect the breath and the movement. Moving it slow. Early morning. It's like you're coming up through thick air, bringing those arms up. And then you push it down slowly, slowly, like you're pushing through a French press, right? Early morning coffee, maybe. And inhale, you take your arms all the way up. You're going to bring your palms together through your heart center. And we pause here, a good time to find our center once again. Remember your intention and your gratitude. Breathe it in. And then as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. And then come back to the center, look over your left shoulder. And then we're going to pause back to the center, bow to your hands, lock your fingers, and just start to do a little pressing forward. You start to feel more opening into the wrists. You're starting to get a little bit more into the back. And we're going to start to take those arms up. So getting into the side body, the lats. We're going to squeeze that block to firm and start to take it side to side. If it feels uncomfortable to reach up, fingers locked, you can release them. We're all going to release them. And it's like you're going up and you're picking up some fresh oranges, making a nice juice for in the morning. For your breakfast, you're reaching up and you're getting that really nice stretch to the side. We're going to start to take the hands down to the chair and you take it from one side to the other. Like you're creating little rainbows with the tips of your fingers. You're brushing it up and over. We're going to pause with the right hand down, left arm up, and just rolling that shoulder back. So again, it could be small, it could be bigger, right? You know your range of motion. Just noticing, exploring, being mindful, being kind, and then letting that hand become behind your head here for support. Push with your right hand, lift your heart. Now dive your left elbow back. It's like you're looking up to the clouds, to the sun, just admiring it up there, maybe birds on a tree, and you're just feeling that stretch through the side. We're going to press down and find a nice twist. We're going to bring that Right hand to the outside of the leg and left hand comes behind you. As you inhale, lift to the crown of the head. Now, as you exhale, gently twist belly, chest, and shoulder back. So don't go too fast. And just keeping the head more aligned with your chest. Inhale to rise. And exhale, belly, chest, and shoulder goes a little further back. So with each inhalation, you find a little bit more space, more length, like a string attached to the crown, pulling you up. And with each exhalation, perhaps you twist a little deeper. The last part will be your head maybe looking slightly back. And now from here, we're going to take that back hand, the left. It's going to reach up, up, and across. So just give it a gentle push with that right hand as you reach with the left, so you get a nice side body stretch. And then we're going to cross our arms, and you get to give yourself a big hug. You deserve it for getting out of bed early and taking care of yourself here. And from this, we're going to slowly, it's like you're taking a tight t-shirt off. You're going to reach your arms up, inhaling. And as you exhale, pull it down, open in your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, spread the fingers. Like you're pulling a bungee cord, engaging the back muscles. Feel that opening in your heart. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hold it up there. And just roll the wrists and flick the fingers, roll the wrists and flick the fingers. Also helping with the drainage of the lymphatic system of your arms, moving it down. I'm just going to give it a gentle lymphatic massage here. So taking your left hand, bring it to the right, push it down, under the armpit, under the chest to the sternum, and then take it to the other side. And the pressure that you're putting on your hands here is just like you're putting lotion on your body. So it's not crazy deep or too intense, right? You just bring it in, just helping with that. We're going to hold it there, roll it again, inhale, find a little bit more reach, and now as you exhale, we're going to take it left and right. Good. Just flowing, painting your rainbows with your fingers. And then we're going to pause here. And from this, we're going to start to roll. Again, playing with the shoulder and the elbow. Maybe you start to get a little bit bigger onto that roll. I'm going to let that arm reach up and over, maybe behind the head for extra support. Push with your left hand, lift your heart. Now dial your right elbow up and back. It's like you're admiring little birds singing up in the trees, and you just want to see if you can locate them up there, and you're breathing and you're taking more breath into the side. And from here, we're going to exhale and twist. So now it's a big twist to the right. That left hand comes on the outside of the right thigh or knee, and your right hand behind you. So inhale, feel the length. And as you exhale, belly, chest, and shoulders slightly back. Inhale to rise. And exhale, going a little deeper. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Feeling the length, and exhale, going belly, chest, shoulder. The last part will be your head, if that's comfortable with you. And from here, we're going to take the back hand. It's going to reach up, up, and across. And you're going to push with the bottom hand. You're going to reach with the top. And you get a little bit more side body. And then eventually that arm crosses. So we're coming in. This is that beginning of eagle arm. So eventually we're going to do it later. You're just feeling your elbows hugging here. You give yourself this huge hug. And then from this, inhale, start to reach your arms up. Exhale, pull that bungee cord again. Engage your back muscles. Nice. Inhale, spread the fingers. Exhale, pull it down. Now here we're going to hold, and we're going to tip it right and left. So starting to get a little bit more onto your side abs. So those obliques, your abdominals on the side body. One side contracts and the other side lengthens. You're firming your feet. You're firming your legs. And you start to work your core a little bit more. And then we come back to the center, pause here, and take your elbows a little closer in. And then from here, bring them closer to your waist, like you're creating a little W. And start to feel like you can almost slide your arms like an invisible wall behind you. Pull those elbows in, the chest opens a little bit more, and you start to get more into your shoulders, right? So feeling this as well. We're going to pull those elbows all the way in. And now like you're carrying two trays here, you're going to take it out to the side, squeeze your shoulder blades, bring it back in. We work the back, which is part of your core to sustain, that supports us as we sit, as we stand, as we need our balance, right? And now from this, next time the arms come in, you're going to turn them so they can be facing each other. Like you're going to clap your hands. Good. You're working your shoulder blades, rotator cuff, the back of your shoulders. And last time it comes in, we're just going to let the hands rest onto the thighs. Inhale. Start to slide your hands into your thighs. Start to open your chest. And as you exhale, slide the hands out. And you round, inhaling. Opening the heart, exhaling. And you can even give it a little massage into your legs as you do that. Inhaling. Exhaling. So we start to find a little cat-cow with the spine, chest opens. Exhale, navel pulls in, you round slightly, looking between your legs. Beautiful. Nice. And then from the next time you're round into the back, we're going to start to circle. But these circles are small, right? So especially if you have any lower back issues, you just want to be mindful of that. Any neck issues, you want to make sure that you don't drop your head as much as you need, just as much as you need, right? Don't force yourself into anything. Now, if you want to add a little bit more, and some of you have been practicing with me for a while, you can start to take that left hand out, bring it in. So now you're reaching further out, creating a little bit more resistance as you reach that arm. You bring it in. I call this cleaning the counter. As you reach out, you bring it in. And now we're pause. Now we're going to small circles to the other side. So we always start small. And you assess how this side feels. And if you want to add more, then you can start to take that right hand out and in. So now you're really polishing that counter as you reach and you bring it in, right? So working your core, working the sides, working the back. Good. We're going to bring it in and we're going to pause here. Roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Now from this, we're going to inhale. You can drop your block perhaps down to between your ankles. As we inhale, we're going to take those arms all the way up. And as we exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So we're going to do a seated sun salutation. If this feels too much for you, you can always modify it. So we're going to inhale, let those arms go all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to cactus our arms. As we inhale, we reach. And as we exhale, we start to bring those hands to the thighs and add a little bit of a hinge. So I'm just going to turn it to the side so you can see. So in this hinge, maybe this is where you stop. Some of you don't have an issue dropping a little further down or even letting the head drop and relax more. So you can choose where you want to go. Inhale, hands come back to the thighs, chest opens. Exhale, you can slide those hands again. Maybe this is where you stop. Some of you might be able to go a little further. Inhale, start to take your arms all the way up again. And exhale, hands to your heart. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, cactus and open your heart, feeling the gratitude. Inhaling. And exhaling, you start to hinge, letting the hands slide on the legs, gazing down, relaxing the head perhaps. Inhale, open the chest, pull those elbows, feel the spine lengthening. And exhale, again, maybe you fold. Inhale, let the arms start to reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. 3 is the charm. Here we go. Last one. Inhaling. Exhale, cactus. Feel the gratitude. Feel the sun. Feel the morning. Inhale. And as you exhale, we bow. Inhale, hands to the shins. Open the heart. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, maybe the arms will come all the way up through the sides. And exhale, hands to your heart. Great job, guys. All right, roll the shoulders back. You can take that block from between your legs, maybe bring it to your hands, and just starting to engage onto our ankles and heels. I'm going to coordinate the movement with the block here between the hands just to work up a little bit more of the brain as we pick up those heels, up and down. Nice. Starting to add a little bit more, perhaps you start to take your leg out. Good. Start to get into the knee, out and in. Nice. And 2. And 1. And then from here, just starting to add your march. Pick up that knee, working onto your thigh. Feel the quadriceps, feel your core, right? So if you want a little bit more, you move to the front edge of your chair, right? So there's less support, so you can work more. And you start to lift. You coordinate that movement. All right, I'm going to start to add into this. We're going to extend the leg. Maybe you hinge back and you bring it forward. So if you're doing less, you stay here, just extending the leg. If you want more, you start to add that hinge. All right, so this is going to work your core. Keep your spine nice and long. So no slouching, no rounding the spine. Excellent. Last 2. Last 1. Good. We're going to pause here, roll the heads of the shoulders, and we're going to start to add a twist. So just like we did before, feel like your elbow is going to go back. The block stays more with your body, so you're not taking the block back. And then you take it to the other side. So you're twisting from the waist up, keeping that lower body firm, right? So that means you're not twisting from that really lower sacrum back there. So that will keep it a little healthier. Now I'm going to add again. If you want to add more, you can pick up one leg as you twist. And then you can pick up the other leg as you twist, right? So this is definitely going to add more into it, and that hinge. You can always choose which one works better for you. And last one. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to pause here, roll the shoulders back. And just to release any tension in the shoulder into the spine, we're going to add a twist. We're going to inhale, take those arms up. And as we exhale, we twist over to the right. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, go a little deeper. And twists are really important. Inhale, they massage your internal organs. It helps with digestion, your immune system. Feel the inhalation to rise, the exhalation to go deeper. Inhale. And exhale, roll your wrists all the way down. Great job. So from here, we're going to start to work a little bit more into the legs. So perhaps you locate where your strap or your belt or scarf is. Towel might even work. If you need a sip of water or hydration, please do. And now I'm going to bring the strap under the right foot. And just like there's a little swing there for that leg, right? Your shoulders are relaxed. And you just swing it back and forth, getting into the knee. And just starting to feel like now a little bit more deliberate. Feel like your heel is going to drag it back. Point the toes and feel like your heel is going to drag it back. And we're going to stay there and just kind of like a gentle moving onto the ankle. You can keep your strap really loose here. And then to the other, point flex and rolling into that ankle. We're going to pause with that heel down. So your heel is down, toes are up. So from this, when you're having, you're going to lengthen your spine, roll the shoulders back, and we're going to exhale, pull belly in, and start to bend that knee, bring it a little bit more forward, and just feeling like you can bring it in into your chest. Try to keep the spine nice and long. And when you pull it back, it's almost like you're doing a rowing of a boat. You pull back, your chest open. So you're engaging your back. You're engaging the tops of your leg, your quadriceps, and your core. And the muscles in your back are stabilizing, supporting you, right? Nice. Next time that leg goes out, you're going to drop that heel. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk your hands perhaps a little further down. And just start to feel a stretch in the back of that leg. So always keeping the spine nice and long. If it bothers your back, sciatic pain, you just back off, right? And just by turning the toes up, pressing the heel down and feeling like your right hip is pulling back, you're going to get more sensation in the back of the leg. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, we're going to bend that knee a little bit more. And we're going to start to open that leg in and out. Good. We're starting to feel it onto that inner leg. We can even hold it here. Beautiful. Maybe start to extend the leg. Excellent. Maybe even roll that leg a little bit more to the side. We're going to come back to the center. Pause here. And just to engage your quadriceps a little bit more, we're going to roll the shoulders back, lift, exhale, pull belly in like there's a little belt or corset pulling it up and in. You pick up that leg. Feel that position, the strength, and then you release. All right. So the next one, if you can, just let the strap there on your lap. Hold onto the edges of the chair and exhale, pull belly in. Imagine that you have that strap and pick up your leg. So if your leg doesn't go up that much, maybe it's hovering, that's okay too. But just feeling how you're straightening your quadriceps. And then drop it down. Let's try that again. Exhale, pick it up. If you can, let go of the chair and just feeling the core, or maybe even add a pulse for 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. I know that one is a hard one. And we're just going to turn, I'm just going to turn it to the side so you can see. So we start to do a little stretch here. Right. So really, when you come closer to the edge of the chair, this is a stretch that you can do anytime, any place. If you feel seated very long, just to open into the front. And we're going to stretch it out. So from here, we just turn sideways, dropping that knee, feel that stretch on that front of that leg, navel's pulling in, chest is lifting. Feel like your knee is going to go down, so don't let your hips sway forward. Pull it in and tuck that pelvis back so you can get more. And if you want even more, you can reach your right arm up. If it's your right knee down, and that right hand reaches up and back. Great job. And we bring it back to the center. Nice. So that you can see a little bit better, I'm just going to turn my chair slightly to the side. We're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So we start with that march, rolling the shoulders, resetting, and then we're going to take that strap under the left foot. Just let it swing. Good. Back and forth. And now start to be a little bit more aware of that heel, perhaps dragging back, pointing the toes. Dragging back. So you can do this one even without the strap if you like. Point flex and roll the ankle. The strap is very loose there, really not putting any tension into it. It's just moving into the ankle. And we're going to pause. Inhale. Relax the shoulders. As we exhale, we're going to start to pull it back. You're bending the knee. Doesn't have to be too high, right? I don't want you to shrug those shoulders. Just want to keep that spine nice and long and see if you can pull it back. I know it's going to really focus on the top of that leg and then your core as well. We're going to release. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, take your time to walk your hands back. So this is stretching the upper. This is stretching the back of the leg, your hamstrings. Relax the head, soften the jaw, and your gaze is to the toes slightly ahead of you. And even if you don't have a strap, you can do this the same way, just feeling like your heel's pushing down, your toes are curling up and back, and then that hip is pulling back to create that tension in the back of the leg, that stretch. Great job. We're going to come back up. And from here, we're going to bend the knee and just allowing a little opening of the leg. Maybe you even start to extend the leg a little bit more. You can even stay on to the side and out there and just circle it a couple of times, just noticing. Bring it back to the center, hold it here. Pause with that leg. And now we're going to try to lift it up. We're going to use the strap on the first one. So roll the heads of the shoulders, spine is nice and tall. As you exhale, pick it up. And feel like the foot is pushing out, elbows are pulling back, core is engaged, right? So now you have the strap to help you. And we're going to release it down. So let's try it without the strap and using more of the core. Exhale, pull it in, using more of your quadriceps lift, right? So feel you can hold onto the chair and then drop it. Again, next one, exhale, pull belly in. Spine's nice and tall. If you can let go of the chair without slouching, right? Lift. Maybe even add that little pulse for 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. Nicely done. And we're just going to do a little windshield wiping here. Excellent. I'm just going to turn my chair again so you can see. We're going to drop that knee to the side, and just from here, as you push down, feel that stretch in the front, engaging the core. And if you feel that, again, drop that tuck. If you want more, maybe you reach your left arm and let it go. Like, feel like your left knee is going down, your left arm's reaching up and over, and then release. So we're going to start with the second part here. We're just going to come to the side. If you want, you can even put a block between your thighs and knees so you're not twisting from the waist down. And from this, we're going to inhale, take our arms up. And as you exhale, you're going to face the back of your chair and let your hands come to the edges of the chair. So try not to let the shoulder go up, but just relax it a little bit more. Firm your legs, inhale to rise. And as you exhale, push with the back hand and pull with the front hand. So noticing your chest turning a little bit more to the back. Inhale, lengthen, create space. Exhale, push with the back, pull with the front, and see if you can go a little deeper, right? Last time. The twists are really important for our spine. Keep them healthy. Also, a really nice way to massage your internal organs. We're going to come halfway through. Inhaling, letting those arms open like warrior 2 arms. Relax your shoulders. And inhale, reach up. Feel that reach. As you exhale, the back of your right hand comes on the inside. You reach a little bit more with the left. Feel if you can reach all the way up. And now we're coming into our gate pose, Parigasana. You feel this beautiful opening into the side body. Inhale, come all the way up, both arms. Exhale, back to your warrior 2. And from here, if you want, extend that back leg and you're finding your seated warrior 2. Let your left hand come to the chair, reverse your warrior. Breathe into that right. And then slowly bring that hand down and let the left hand now go forward and up. Extended side angle. If it feels too much to keep that leg extended back, you can just continue with the way it was. Pull you back into your warrior 2. We come back to the center and we do this little windshield wiping of the legs. Good. We're just going to turn back to the other side. And we're going to start again with that seated. Maybe you take the block here between your legs. Inhale, reach your arms up. As we exhale, we twist. As you find that back seat, relax the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push with the back hand, pull with the front hand. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push with the back, pull with the front. Find a little bit more of a twist. Last one. Exhale. Nicely done. And from this, we're going to slowly release. We come back to the center. We're going to let go of that block, just opening your legs, maybe a 90-degree angle. If it feels too much, you can always move that leg. Inhale, open your arms, warrior 2 arms. Exhale, relax your shoulders, palms up. Inhale, rise wherever up is for you. Feel that reach. As you exhale, the back of your left hand comes on the inside of that knee. Just give it a little guidance out. Inhale, reach a little bit higher up, and then we close to get this really nice opening through the side body. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, back to your warrior 2 arms. So again, you can stay here and play with warrior 2 arms, or you can start to extend that leg back. Inhaling, just to feel more opening through the legs. Exhale, relax the shoulders, palms up. Right hand comes down, left arm reverses the warrior. Breathe into that side body to the left. Exhale, left hand comes down. Then the right hand starts to go down, up, and over. So you can breathe into that extended side angle. And if it works for you, maybe that arm will continue to go up to pull you back into your warrior 2. And then you release, you bring yourself back to the center. And from here, just doing a little windshield wiping, letting your toes and knees open out. Inhale, open your arms, finding your goddess cactus. Exhale, you tip. Inhale. And exhale, you tip it again. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring your hands back down and heel toeing your feet a little closer together. All right. We're going to take that right leg and bring it in front and cross, or the right knee on top. You're going to choose the one that works for you here. So feel like your legs are going to hug or your ankles are going to hug. And then you open your magnificent wings. And we're going to take the left, or the right, sorry, under the left. And you're going to give yourselves a big hug. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your elbows. You can stay here or back so the hands are front together. This is your eagle pose, Garudasana. Big twist as you hug your legs, core, elbows. And then when you can't anymore, we're going to nest it. And we're just going to bring that hands down. And from here, start to climb and bring that ankle perhaps a little bit more. The more you hinge, the more you're going to feel it on your glutes. So we're coming into a version of figure 4. You can let that shin move to the side, roll it around. Nice. You can pause here and just feeling the stretch. The more parallel that chin is to the floor and the closer your chest is to it, the deeper you're going to feel it. So you can always adjust and bring it down and perhaps do a little windshield wiping of your legs. All right, let's try that onto the other side. So starting to bring that ankle in. You can stay here for the left knee on top and just feeling that you're hugging, core is engaged, chest lifts, and then you open your wings. And we're going to take the left under the right and you give yourselves a hug. Maybe the elbows will lift a little higher. You can stay here or start to use the backs of the hands are front together. And if you want to add one more thing, you can add your gentle twist here from one side to the other. Let's come back to the center. Inhale. And exhale, start to hinge. You release your hand. So maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you start to bring that chin perhaps a little bit higher and more parallel. And you can even roll the ankle. And then allow your hands to rest. Relax the head, soften the jaw. And just finding what works here for you. Breathing it in and out. Great job. We're going to start to bring ourselves back up and release it out. All right. So just finding yourself back onto your seat. You roll the heads of the shoulders. Give it a big sigh. Start to soften once again. Feeling your feet grounded, rooting down, crown of the head reaching up. And that softness in your face and your jaw. The lightness of the heart, of the belly. As your hip starts to release. If you're happy where you are, you want to stay longer, feel free to. And if you feel like moving, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, deepening the breath. Perhaps bringing one hand and then the other to the heart. So you feel the warmth of the body, the light and gratitude that you brought into your practice, shining even brighter. And we bow the head to the heart. surrendering the mind to the divine in the heart. Let your heart guide you. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it.